Skyrim. Oops. Let's play, first look, part 44. And yeah, I should probably put that Atronach away. Go back to my favourites, or at least I'll go to Flames for this sort of weather. It's icy up here. Put the magic down and just got to read about the Elder Scrolls basically. So let's take a look. It is widely known among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entail a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effects has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. Interesting stuff, eh? I, Justinius Polybius, I don't know, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers, though a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that the avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first. The Naifs. For one who has received no training in the history or nature of the Elder Scrolls, the scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scried nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor will it afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash in odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognise constellations in the patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate since the very nature of this study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellects. It is this second group that realises the greatest danger from attempting to read the scrolls. These are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or the deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres. But the knowledge does come. Group the third, mediated understanding. Yawning a lot all of a sudden. It's a book, gotta read it. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the ancestor moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their novitiates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before being allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they must have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, colour, and enough acuity to continue to read mundane texts. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stages of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Group the fourth, illuminated understanding. Between the previous group and this one exists a continuum that has, at present, only been traversed by the monks of the ancestor moth. With continued readings, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is, for every monk, a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge the Elder Scroll imparts is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrence by charting the severity of an individual monk's blindness, but all who reach these later stages report that the increasing blindness seems to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is in fact continuing to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws to seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for reception of his last. Upon this final reading he is forever blinded, as sure as those unguarded ones who raced to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalogue will prove useful to those who wish to further our mortal understanding of the Elder Scrolls. The moth priests remain aloof about these matters, taking the gradual debilitation that comes with reading as a point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. Dictated to Ansius Mechim, 4th of last seed in the 126th year of the Second Era. I can take it? Well, let's take it then. Right, good. Now this one, Ruminations on the Elder Scrolls. Ooh, Discerning the Transmundane. Ooh, I've got something. Ask Urag about the insane book. Should I read this? Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sighted blessing of most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink its warp and weft. Though the plant matter fibres imbue your soul, the wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to heavens of prophecy. This is one manner in which the scrolls first come to pass. But are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric? Or are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through being the water? Or are we the stuck morass of sea filth that gathers on the edge? Imagine, again, this time but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and downed by a stone. But the stone can come from above if the bird is upside down. Where then did the gust come from? And which direction? Did the gods send either, or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The all-sight of the scrolls makes a turning of the mind such that relative positions are absolute in their primacy. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground, a tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become, so you push off the water, the dirt, the sun, to stay in your hole. But it is the very pushing that you become a tree. But it isn't in the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree. Egg, or is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from the scrolls is what we push against to become full-sighted ourselves. One final imagining before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time you see your brothers and sisters, burnings of their own, in the distance and along your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories. Each burns bright, then flickers. Then two more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually the emptiness, and the learnings of the scrolls are the pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as a vast nothingness, unknowing its emptiness as a void is unknowing of itself. But the burnings are dangerous and must be carefully tended and minded and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. What? I think I'll borrow this book. Now, is this Ugg again? I've got to ask him about the insane book, right?
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear?
Sure.
Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand?
Well, how can I ask him about the insane book then?
As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study. But more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
Find Shalador's writings. You take your work very seriously.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials.
I don't really want to go on a mission, but let's
If
see.
you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable books from some more dangerous locations.
Go on.
Well, all right. Here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful.
The Wolf Queen, Volume 6. Okay. The Ruminations book is incomprehensible.
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Where did he go?
Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Right, okay. It's going to be a while. There's books all over the place here. What's a good one? Alduin is real. And he ent Akatosh.
Huh?
So if I look at my journal now, I've got to do that. Septimus Cygnus, living far north, studying a dwarven artifact. You might know where I can find an Elder Scroll, correct. Shalador's Insight. Find Shalador's writings, yeah. Report to Miraville. Do I need to do some conjuration or what? Before I start running around? I suppose it might be useful to do some lessons, I suppose, while I'm here.
Welcome to the college.
You said something? Go on then.
Yes, just a brief overview of our facilities. Are you ready?
No.
I see. Well, please let me know when you are.
Oh.
Welcome to the college.
Oh, come on then. Let's do it.
Yes, just a brief overview of our facilities. Are you ready?
Yep.
Wonderful. Please follow me and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared. Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments. Now I'll show you to your quarters. You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions.
A free bed. Where is she?
Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards.
Well, I hope the learning is quick.
Tolfdir is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know. Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. If there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Okay.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, The first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do?
Let's creep. Safety should be more important than anything.
Well, your classmates certainly seem to disagree with you.
Oh, don't listen to her. We can do it. Just give us a chance.
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right?
Okay.
Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
I've never really used it. There we go. I have a ward spell, I think.
That's what this lesson is for. Perfect time to try it out.
Do I have one?
Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go.
Hold on.
Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell, and keep it up.
Hold the bus. Ward, 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 ward. Oh, here we go.
You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up.
Just wait for my magicka to restore. Go.
Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Well, I suppose I'll learn some stuff. I mean, I've gained the use of this ward, I suppose. Or learn how to use it. Sarthal map. Not local. Let's go up, or I could go north, yes. Oh, there's Sarthal. Let's follow the Elder Scroll for the moment, shall I? It's all very puzzling, frankly.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not on me.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic.
I care little for idle conversation, but perhaps you need help with conjuration.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn God. Vampire hunters or something. Have you got...
Now, Sarthal is over there, but I want to go up here. I can come back to here later, right? So somewhere around the back of Winterhold, if there is a way past it. This is a bit worrying, this place. So how do I get up there? Look at the map again. I can go around. Somewhere. This may be the correct direction. It's the wrong direction. It's going that way.
If you're here for sightseeing, well, and you've seen the sights, might as well get some.
It's somewhere over there, isn't it? But the weather's a bit rotten. Oh no, not even that. I still need to turn further to the right, to the left. It's over there. But, all I see is seaside. Not only that, it's a bit cold out at the moment. In which case it might be a good time to do his silly lesson thingy. Actually, map. Go to Sarthal. Going in the right direction? No. Need to turn left. It's the other side of this mountain. Okay. I understand. I don't want to go up north during a blazing snowstorm. What's a blazing snowstorm? But anyway, during one of those.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet water.
Is that sort of a training thing they give them? So Sarthal, yes.
Good to see Skyrim still has such fine people. You give an old man hope. It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education.
Okay. Let's go, we'll meet him there.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic.
Indeed. So somewhere down here, I guess, and following these cairns, is Sarthal, yes? Some to the left. Statue of the goddess up there. Well, going the same way that I was going. Down there, I suppose.
I think my parents reserved a spot for me here at the college on the day I was born.
The privileged classes, hey? She conjured a flame atronach. Interesting. Alternative critter, yes. Another way of doing it.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real
I think so, yeah. And what of it, eh? Ooh, computer's lagging. Let's not upset it too much. I can hang around here and wait for the others to catch up, or I can go and explore, I suppose. Let's wait for them, let's see what we're doing. Get the teacher to come. Here he is.
This is exciting, isn't it?
It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind. And no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything?
We haven't really been introduced.
No, I suppose we haven't. Brelina Marion of House Telvanni. First of my family to leave Morrowind in a long time. Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what's important.
Do you know anything about Sarthol?
Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think.
What do you know about Ancano, whoever that
No,
is?
I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him. But he clearly doesn't trust any of us.
Are you nervous about being here?
Why? Because it's old and full of dead things? Clearly you've never spent any time in Morrowind. All right then.
Where did he go? There he is, okay.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside? It's always encouraging to see the younger generations embracing education. The college will be here for you no matter what. We always look after our own.
Wait for the other one to turn up and then we'll go in.
Education is never appreciated until after the fact. Young people never understand this.
Let's go then.
Have you, by chance, seen my research notes? I seem to have misplaced them.
Nope.
Another day, another opportunity to learn.
I'm ready. What's so important about this place?
We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered.
What are we looking for?
Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence.
I'm ready, let's go.
All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
Huh? I find it hard to believe this excavation was
Sarthol was one of the earliest Nord settlements in Skyrim. It was also the largest.
You know, there might be gold somewhere in here.
Backed by the elves in the infamous Night of Tears, not much is known about what happened to Sarthol.
Computer struggling. It's probably all these characters.
This is an exciting opportunity for us to be able to study such an early civilization. I think
How the heck do I get down there?
This is better than sitting
Well,
around talking.
are there any questions before we begin?
Nope.
Ah, yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now, let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Brelina, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out. Don't interact with them, just identify them.
I'm looking for magical
All
artifacts, right?
everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun.
I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
Is this place...
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secure.
Oh, isn't it? Right, well, okay then.
Do you think there's treasure here? Something to make Jazargo a powerful wizard?
Don't touch anything! What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine, just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything.
Search for magical artifacts.
All right, then.
Take that. It's not one of the magical artifacts, but what the heck? Let's not get lost. Okay. And how do I open it? Can I open it? Maybe not. Ah. Ah. I'm now trapped in here. Is that the end of the game?
What in the world was that racket? Is everything all right?
I'm trapped in here.
How in the world did that happen?
I pulled an amulet off the wall.
Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it?
Oops. Well, I guess that was the idea. Hey. So, let's have a look at my inventory. Apparel. Maybe it's a miscellaneous item. I don't seem to have the amulet. What the heck have I got that for? Drop it. Looking here for this flipping amulet. Maybe it's Scarthel amulet. Okay. Equip.
I wonder, what effect might your spells have?
Well, which spells? What effect might my spells have, Lydia? No effect by the looks of it. This is puzzling. This looks like it might be useful. What about conjuration? Let's use the... what about the ward? Letter ward? Doesn't seem to be doing much. No, it uses up magicka at a tremendous rate. Try it and send one over there. I can't see what it will do, but didn't work anyway. Doesn't seem to be doing a lot, does it? No.
Fools, row!
Didn't surprise me at all. Well, I'm not getting anywhere. Any clues?
Try casting a spell at the wall. See what happens.
Well, I've done that, man. Oh, I thought I had done that.
Well, this is highly unusual and very interesting. Why in the world would this be sealed off? What is this place?
I do hope you know what you're doing with those flames.
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened?
Some sort of ghost or apparition appeared. It spoke to me.
I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw?
It says something about danger ahead and the Psijic Order.
The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd. And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find?
What, indeed. What's the Psijic Order?
They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place.
And why are they contacting me?
I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy.
Can you train me in alteration magic then?
I can certainly share a bit of what I know.
Okay, E. Train. And again. And again. And again. Once more. Is that it? Okay, so let's just level up.
Take it.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay. Bink. I don't have a level up, right? So at some point. Excellent. Yeah, he's just going straight through. But there's another one here, look. Come on.
Be prepared to defend yourself. This is simply fascinating.
Oh dear. There's a lot of them here. Quick save. This could be tough. This could be very tough. He's just wandering straight in, of course. He's perfectly able to defend himself.
It's all clear now. I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins.
You're quite.
This bears closer inspection. I think. Stay a while and examine this.
Certainly.
You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. But if it is truly dangerous, be careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you before long.
Okay. Just want to look around as usual and see what's what. Being a proper archaeologist here and stealing all the gold. Indiana Jones style, maybe not quite even that. Lydia. Yikes, I'm being zapped by something. It's a trap. Oh, raised stone, I guess that's the trap, yeah? Oh, it's okay now. Oh, that's the other. My real mission is out there, yes I know. Oh dear, right, let's deal with this stuff anyway. Since I'm here. Oh, okay. There's a lot of stuff around here, Lydia. Is that why we came in? Perhaps it is. There's a chest over there. I know there's a chest up here as well. Little worried about raised stones. Oh, an hour is up. Oh dear. Let me just finish this then. Oh. Nearly. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's take the steel arrows, the iron arrows, the gold, and the potion. Okay, Lydia, we have to go back. Excuse me. And so the hour is up. And therefore, I'll see you in part 45. Bye for now.